check it out, Canyon Lake. I'll take you for a little ride, and on this ride I want to talk about the new car I got for the channel. Now no, it's not an Audi R8. I wish I was fresh kicks. It's a car that actually all of you can afford. It's a car that may be very controversial. See, make sure that's turned on. May be very controversial on actually owning. It's like one of the most hated cars on the internet. But the reason I bought it is a subscriber, Chris, he reached out to me. He told me how much money he's made with it. Told me about the reliability and that they get 500 to 400,000 miles on them, no problem, and they're proven. So instead of a transmission, it has magnet gears. That'll be my hint. And you know what? I've driven it for 20-some thousand miles. It has paid itself off, and I have fun with it because I like driving. I took it more reasonable. I got something that everybody could afford, and it's one of the most reliable tanks ever. These cars get 500,000 miles on them. Their transmissions don't need rebuilt because it's made of magnets. And it's the only car really you can make money, so it's a really good daily beater. I hope you guys don't, you know, unsubscribe because of it. I'm only going to show a couple videos with it, but I actually had the car, and now I put what, 20,000 miles on it, and I can say it's got 220,000 on it. This new car I'm going to be introducing, and it's yeah, if you guys are looking for a little beater, it's starting to get cold, this is the perfect one. And it's the only car that'll actually make money, make you money, if you can guess what that is. And they're well documented to get 400,000 or 500,000 miles on them. It's really unbelievable. So that means I can retire this old hog here and make it not my daily anymore, and do what's next. I'm gonna have to put boost on it, and when boost comes, this means this thing's gonna be down, so I have to have another car to get around for work. Here it is, guys. This is my new beater, the 2007 Prius with 220,000 miles on it. So it took me a lot of convincing to get this car. My buddy Chris, he has a 350Z, the one that I replaced the clutch in. He's the one that convinced me to get the most hated car on the internet. And when he pointed out to me that you can make not only money reselling it, he bought his with 200,000 miles on it, ran it all the way up to 280,000 miles. He sold it for $500 more than he paid for it. He paid $3,500, or he's paid $3,000 for it and sold it for $3,500. And he put 80,000 miles on the car. During that 80,000 miles, he made $50,000 on Lyft and Uber. So if you're from where I'm from Ohio. And what we used to do out there, if there's nothing to do, especially if you live in the country, is you just went driving around. So this is the only car you can really buy, drive it into the ground, and if you just like driving around as a hobby, this car is perfect for you because the miles on it doesn't really matter. And that's why I bought it, because I like driving. So to show you an example of how much money you can make with Uber and Lyft, I'll show you guys the inside of this hog right here. So let's look on here real quick. My phone. Oh yeah, there's your boy on a swing in San Diego. Hey, turn back on, phone. So if you look here, get. Ah, you motherfucker. So if you look here, it's right here. So if you look here on Uber, and one night on a Friday night, say you're bored on a Friday night, 300 bucks. You can earn an extra 300 bucks at night. So if you guys have been wondering why I really haven't been uploading videos to YouTube ever since I got this Prius, I've just been busy Ubering and lifting. So a benefit of it, turn this beast on, is say you're new in a city and you're trying to figure out where all the hot girls go. Well, you just go pick them up late at night. And the ones that you're picking up late at night that have no guys with them, they're desperate. They're at the end of the rope hoping to meet a nice guy. So you wear good cologne, you dress nice. It doesn't even matter if you're in a Prius. You're new to the city, you find out where all the hot spots are, and then you have a chance of like meeting girls, which never really happened in the G, even though I have a girlfriend of 7.5 years, but I got hit on more harder than ever And this Prius, it might be that Sauvage cologne, that savage shit. They like that stuff. Every time they get in here, it smells so good. So if you look here, let's put the old little turd, back her up a little bit so we get a better view of the old, my main little love over there. Oh yeah, that's the G. All right, so if you look down here, oh, I didn't mean to hit the power button. Turn back on. This. So if you look right here, 225,000 miles, or 222,000 miles. And I've done basically no maintenance to this car. The only thing I've actually done to this car, here's the inside of it, 2007. The only thing I did to this car, the first day I got it with 195,000 miles on it. So as soon as I got it, I changed the transmission fluid in it with AMS oil. I was concerned that the transmission fluid, the torque converter would burn out on it. So I Googled and was on YouTube and I found out it has magnetic gears. This is the only high mileage car you can actually change the transmission fluid on it and not worry about it slipping. It uses magnets. So there is no transmission rebuilds on this car. So since I had 195,000 miles on it, I also changed out the spark plugs on it, and that's it. Spark plugs, transmission fluid, and I've done absolutely no maintenance for basically 30,000 miles on this turd. And don't get me wrong, this car is definitely a turd. It is not fast at all. But Chris warned me. He said this car is a completely different driving experience than the G. And I was like, what do you mean it's a completely different driving experience than the G? When you're in the G and you're coming down the road fast and people hear you, asshole mode is engaged. They automatically block the lane. They don't let you get over. It just happens. What a dick. Why'd you hit your fucking brakes? God damn it. Come on, it's like a fat dick. What's completely different in the turd? Most people who drive Priuses don't know how to drive. They usually suck at driving. That's why everybody hates a Prius. Well, I don't suck at driving because I'm in the cars. So when I drive the Prius, I drive it 90, 95 miles an hour. And dude, that ticks off everybody. As you're coming up on traffic at 90 miles an hour in the Prius, everybody speeds up because they'd be damned if they get passed by a Prius. The worst offenders of this is these trucks that have these nuts hanging behind them. If they got nuts hanging behind that truck, guarantee you, he will be, no matter how fast you're going, he will not let you pass him. And I pass him all the time. When I pass him, it's hilarious. They got the big smokestacks with a bunch of freaking black smoke pouring out the back, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, this little shit bucket is smoking your stupid Cummins diesel truck. But everybody's got egos, and the Prius, I tell you what, it really sets those freaking egos off. But the Prius has been an excellent car. And I tell you what, I don't know if it's because I fall in love with any car I get. I love my little Prius. And especially since it has no maintenance. I mean, I used to think the G was reliable, which it is, but it's not near as reliable as this. Like at 184,000 miles, you know, I'm expecting this maybe hit 250, 260. This is guaranteed 500,000, 400,000. And that isn't gonna happen with this. So if you're looking for the most reliable car on the internet, or that you can buy, period, it's a second generation Prius. And the second generation Prius, I'll tell you the background of why they're the most reliable car on the internet, or just reliable car in general, is because when Toyota first introduced the first hybrid car, the first generation, it wasn't reliable. It broke down. Make sure the hybrid release, their first really hybrid production vehicle, was successful. They over-engineered this car, the second generation Prius, which is from 04 to 2009. These are all rock solid reliable. And you saw the video, you already saw the evidence that I posted with 300,000, 400,000, basically almost 500,000 miles on it, and they're still running. Yes, the hybrid battery will need replaced. When I bought this car, I bought it from Hybrid City. I knew the guy. I pulled up to his mansion. He had 3-car garage. He had a Tesla. He had a Porsche. He had a BMW M4. And he flips Priuses. That's all he does. And he's like, he told me I'd fall in love with a Prius. I was like, no way. So either way, once I pulled up, And I did start falling in love with the Prius because of how reliable they are. So the guy at Hybrid City had already replaced my battery in the back, so this already had a refurbished hybrid battery in it at 195,000 miles. So it's good to go. So I've had absolutely no issues with this. And I mean, I know you guys love your G, but say you have big plans for the G and you want to save money. Yeah, going and buying a beater Prius for 3,400 bucks is what I bought this for. And then you can stop driving your G, and all the money you make from your Prius, you can start putting back into the G or into your house or into whatever you want to. Because honestly, putting money into cars is pretty stupid. I put over $10,000 into this. It's not even turboed. And the reason I say it's stupid is because it's a car, it's a depreciating asset. I'll have nothing to show for this car if I sell it. That's why I'm never ever gonna sell it. I'm already too committed. So the Prius, I'm not committed at all with this beast. Once it hits 280,000 miles, I'm gonna sell it for about $500 more than I bought it for. And I know that's hard to believe, but Chris actually showed me his phone and showed me it sold within a day. He listed this within a day and he sold it for $500 more than he bought it for. And the reason being is everybody wants one of these cars for Uber and Lyft. It gets 50 miles a gallon and I beat the shit out of it. I mean, I floor it everywhere I go. The only thing I'll say about flooring it, everywhere you go, I thought this thing had like an AC vent right here. I thought this was an AC vent and I was kicking it on by making the car running it hard. No, this is the battery cooling vent. So as soon as you hear this thing come on, you got to lay off of it because that means the battery is actually getting hot. But other than that, I mean, it's super reliable. All right, for example, let me show you guys this engine. What really blew my mind is even on the G, I've replaced it, the valve cover gasket, and it's starting to leak again. This has, this old turd, this little shit bucket, has 220,000 miles on it. And the engine is completely bone dry. Like there's no leaky valve gasket, which I found unbelievable because, I mean, it's just unheard of. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you look right down in here, but here's the motor. Look how clean that is for 220,000 miles. So if you look here at the engine, it's completely dry. There is no oil leakage, no seepage, nothing after 220,000 miles. If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. All right, guys, that'll do in today's video on getting yourself a nice little beater. Whoever would have thought the most hated car on the internet is actually an excellent beater to get. I highly recommend it. Especially, it's a bulletproof tank, 500,000 miles. You can use your money and save up to get whatever exotic car you want or whatever build you actually plan on doing to your favorite car. Anyways, see you guys next video.